Hi, welcome to Joan's Gardens Creative Tips and Ideas. Today I'm going to show you some things that Selma and I have learned about our eBosser. The embossers have all been shipped, and if you haven't received yours yet, you should be so any day. One thing that we absolutely love about it is the 8.5 by 11 plates, so that you can use lots of dies at one time to cut. You don't have to cut all your dies individually anymore. You can cut many of them at the same time. So that was a great feature to us, very, very helpful, especially when you have a lot of Christmas cards or whatever it is you're going to be making. It also comes with an 8.5 by 11 embossing folder. There's several different styles, and those are all shown on my website. This one happens to be the Regency, and I think this is what is shipped with the eBosser. You get both plates, white plates, the C and D. You get a B plate, and I believe now they're all being shipped with a magnetic plate instead of the E plate. Exactly the same thickness, so you would use it just like you thicken the same sandwiches as what's shown in your instruction book. And then your A plate. When you're cutting, put your B plate in between your white plates. Now, your instructions might not tell you to do that, but after cutting for a while, my B plate warped very bad, and I contacted the supplier. He was not aware of it. So you can see what happens. If you leave your B plate right between your two white plates, you're not going to have this problem that I have. It doesn't hurt it, because when it goes through the machine, it pushes it down and it's still fine. But it just makes it a little difficult to lay your dies together when they're like this a little bit. So the first thing when you're going to cut, then make sure that your dies are all facing up and not down on the cutting pad. As you can see here, I failed to do that a couple times, and you will mark your white plate. And these are more expensive to replace than what your A plates. So you use your die face up, and I'm going to cut two of the same thing out because I want to show you the difference of when you use the embossing mat. So I'm going to place the two dice face up with the blades up, your white paper and your A plate. When you're using an embossing folder, whether it be Cuttlebug or Sizzix or even the Craftwells, put your embossing folders at the very top. Put your dies at the very top as you run it through. Because if by chance you have gotten your sandwich too thick, you're using too heavy a cardstock or whatever, then it will stop the machine, either shut it off or reject it, and you won't go into the machine then and get it stuck. So keep them at the top and run it through. Nice thing about it, there's only one button on it. It's your on and off switch. It has a handle, easy to carry, and you don't have to hold the button down or anything to push the plates on through. Okay, so I cut two snowmen. One of them I'm going to emboss and one I'm not. This will show you the difference, how different it will look if we don't emboss it. Also, if you have a spot on your die somewhere, your machine, depending on the machine you're using, possibly has hot spots and cold spots. And so if it's got a place that's not real tight, not rolling real tight, it might not cut that detail out. So all you have to do, and I like to just spot shim it in that particular area. So let's say the arms here didn't cut very well. I would just put a piece of cardstock on there, run the machine back through, and that's one reason I love to leave the dies up so that I can see exactly where it's cut. And it looks like these have both cut pretty well. Now, if we run, and this is the rubber embossing mat that comes with your machine. You place that, keep your die facing up with your paper in it, place your rubber mat on top of it, and run it back through the machine again. It's amazing the difference that the embossing makes. And this is true with any die that you have. Whether you have an eBosser, you have a Cuttlebug, you have a Grand Caliber, any machine needs to be, dies need to be embossed. I thought, man, this was, when I got this, I thought, man, that is so thin. But now, look at the difference in your die. Versus the one that has not been embossed. Isn't that a difference? I mean, you really would not even see any features on the snowman that wasn't embossed, and then look at the detail. And on this card that we did at the last workshop, we were able to color and emboss the snowman and see the difference. Sometimes you want an all white snowman, but it's also nice to be able to color it. So that kind of gives you some of the different features and ideas on how to use the embosser. And want to order one. I still am able to get them with this shipment, and my supplier told me today that he will be able to usually ship them out the very next day, now that they have them in stock. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of the features of the new eBosser, and if you want to learn more about it, you can visit us at our website, www.joansgardens.com, and look on the right hand side and go to scroll down under items in my store and look under eBosser, and that will tell you a lot of the things that I've just shown you. You can also see the different embossing folders that are available to purchase and some of the different accessories as well. Thanks again for visiting with us, and we'll see you next time.